The following is a sports presentation of the University of Nebraska's radio station, your home for continuous coverage of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. 90.3 KRNU, Lincoln, Nebraska.
You're listening to Nebraska Women's Basketball, live on 90.3 KRNU and on the web at krnu.unl.edu.
The women's basketball team looks to win their sixth straight game after starting 0-3 in Big Ten Conference play. But in order to do that, they'll have to get past the Wisconsin Badgers and their lights-out three-point shooting as we welcome you to Pinnacle Bank Arena for another installment of Husker Women's Basketball here on 90.3 KRNU. I'm Zach Penrice, and joining me tonight for some excellent color commentary is Josh Sluzacek. Josh, how are you doing?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, all right, me too. And so, Josh, let's dive right into it, beginning with the Huskers. Nebraska has won 5 straight games, 3 of which have been on the road. They even won a game at Michigan without one of their best players, Rachel Theriot. That was actually their last game. So with all of that, what do you attribute their success to, and how will they keep it going here tonight and into future games?
Well, they've really had some people step up. Of course, Jessica Shepard, everybody knows about her last big game, 35-20. Obviously a fantastic, historic game for her. And she's over that 5-game winning streak. She's averaged 27.4, 12.6 rebounds. She's shooting extremely well. But Natalie Romeo and even Allie Havers, they've both stepped up as well. Havers didn't get a whole lot of playing time early on, but over the winning streak, she's averaging 8.8 minutes, 6.4 rebounds. That's been a big help for the Huskers. And, of course, Natalie Romeo, one of the best shooters in the nation. She's been spectacular for the Huskers all season, especially from three-point land.
Absolutely. You mentioned Jessica Shepard there, 35 points in 37 minutes of playing time in that win over Michigan over the weekend. That was a 93-81 win, and also she grabbed 20 rebounds, giving her the National Player of the Week recognition this week. So congratulations to her. But looking big picture here for Nebraska, Josh, how realistic is it that this team can go for a 5th consecutive NCAA tournament run?
You know, I don't think it's too unrealistic at all. They're sitting currently at 5th in the Big Ten, I believe, and I mean, it's not too far of a stretch of the imagination to say that they get a top 4 spot. They get kind of that double bye in the Big Ten tournament, maybe win a couple games there. The rest of their schedule isn't too brutal going forward. So, I mean, they're playing well now, building up that confidence. I think they have a definite legitimate chance to make it to the NCAA tournament and maybe even make some noise.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Now, looking towards Nebraska's opponent tonight, the Wisconsin Badgers, coming into today's game at 6-12 overall. What does Wisconsin have to do to make it a game today in Lincoln?
Wisconsin just gotta be a little more consistent, but they just need some help. Nicole Baumann has been fantastic for them all season. Unfortunately, she hasn't had really anybody else around her to help her out. They've kind of struggled. Wisconsin's one of those teams that they don't make a whole lot of mistakes, but they just don't have a lot of other things that they do great. They don't shoot that well. They don't play that great of defense. So if they can kind of step up and play a little better as a team, they can have a chance, maybe keep it close. But other than that, if it's just Nicole Baumann again, they're going to struggle again tonight.
Absolutely. And actually looking towards Wisconsin's shooting numbers, they are 41% as a team from the field, and they're also 40% from 3, which is actually 15th nationally. But looking back at the Huskers pretty much have them beat in almost every category. They average 76.5 points per game, which is 13th nationally. 19.3 assists per game. That is a staggering number, which is 6th nationally. And 47% from the field is 12th nationally, along with their 38% from 3, which is also 12th nationally. So unbelievable numbers right there for the Huskers. But we're going to take a quick break and come back. We'll bring you starting lineups and our final thoughts on Nebraska versus Wisconsin. You're listening to Husker Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU. Back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena on 90.3 KRNU, Zach Penrice and Josh Sluzacek getting you set for Nebraska and Wisconsin, which is going to take place in just moments now. Now, Josh, we provided some very good opening thoughts there, but what is your overall opinion of this game without providing a final score or prediction overall? What are the keys to the game for each team if they want to get out of here with a W?
For Wisconsin, like I said, they just need to get some more scoring help for Nicole Baumann. Without that, they're going to struggle. And another key for them, rebounding. Don't give Nebraska too many second chance points, and the more rebounds they can get on the offensive side gives them another chance to get some more points, which they'd like I said, definitely struggled with this season. For Nebraska, don't do anything too fancy. What they've got going for them right now has been working. Jessica Shepard, Natalie Romeo, they get Terrio back. Everything has been working well for them with those three. Don't do anything too fancy. Just be you, and they should be fine.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Now, one thing that worth mentioning is Nicole Bauman, who is one of Wisconsin's more sharpshooters for them. She's a 5'10" senior out of New Berlin, Wisconsin. She was 7 of 8 from 3 in their last game, which was actually a loss. And came on last Saturday versus the Minnesota versus Minnesota. It was an 84-77 loss. They actually lost that game at home. So she is definitely someone to look out for tonight, along with Michaela Johnson, who had 11 points in that game, and Dakota White, who is their leading scorer. She had 11 points in that game. Actually, Nicole Bauman is their leading scorer, but Dakota White is second in that category. And she had 11 points in 33 minutes in that game. But we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, and when we come back, starting lineups and the beginning of Nebraska and Wisconsin. Don't go away. You're listening to Husker Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
University of Nebraska Cornhusker Sports is right here on 90.3 KRNU and streaming worldwide at krnu.unl.edu. The following is a sports presentation of 90.3 KRNU.
Parker trying to do it himself. Throws up a shot, it's good! And he got fouled!
Benny Parker is fearless, only 5'9". The second time we've said it tonight, going in against the bigs and getting the tough shot to fall.
Kick out to Laudermill from the right corner for 3, got it! Tara Laudermill, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. That gives her 10. She's in double figures, the third Husker in double digits.
Shields brings up the court by himself and gets the layup and the foul. Shields taking it by himself. Fast break. All the Blue Jay players weren't paying attention. He sneaks past 2 of their defenders.
Penaway up the left side now. Pulls up with a 3. Good!
This place is going bonkers right now, Ryan. Holy cow. Wisconsin has to call a timeout.
Now, live from the Pinnacle Bank Arena in downtown Lincoln, this is Nebraska basketball.
Back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena for Nebraska and Wisconsin, Nebraska women's basketball. Zach Penrice alongside Josh Kluzacek, and we'll get started here with the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Wisconsin Badgers. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 1, Dakota White, who is second on the team in scoring at 12.7 points per game. At the other guard, number 4, Nicole Bauman, a 5'10" senior from New Berlin, Wisconsin. She leads the team in scoring at 16.2 per game. At another guard, number 5, Rochelle Marble. She's a 5'7" freshman out of Des Moines, Iowa. And moving down the list, another guard, Tessa Zicci. She's a 5'10" senior from Somerset, Wisconsin, number 22. She averages 7.4 points per game. And all right, ending up the starting lineup for the Wisconsin Badgers, Aviana Young, a 6'1" junior forward out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And turning it to the Nebraska Cornhuskers side, beginning with a 5'7" guard that's a senior from Webb City, Missouri, Kendall Clark. Moving down, Natalie Romeo, number 5. She's a 5'7" guard sophomore from Martinez, California. Moving further down, a 6'5" center junior from Paw Paw, Michigan, Allie Havers, and obviously the national player of the week, Jessica Shepard, who dropped 35 points and 20 rebounds in their last game versus Michigan. She's a 6'4" freshman from Fremont, Nebraska. And going down, she missed last game, but she's playing tonight. Rachel Terrio, a 6'1" senior from Middleburg Heights, Ohio. That's number 33. Nebraska comes into this game with a 14-5 record and 5-3 in the conference, and they're 5th in the Big Ten. Wisconsin, a 6-12 record, 2-6 in the conference, and 13th in the Big Ten. Josh, looking at this game, looking at the teams on the court, what are your final thoughts going into the game, and what can Nebraska do to get out of here with a 5th straight win?
You know, Nebraska, like I said, what they've been doing, it's been working for them. They need a balanced effort. You know, keep throwing it down to Jessica Shepard, give her touches, give it over to Romeo. She's been shooting lights out lately. Just keep doing more of the same for them. They should be fine. Wisconsin, though, they've been struggling lately. Like we said, 6-12, worst overall record in the Big Ten. Second worst conference record. They've definitely been struggling, and a big part of it is because nobody besides Nicole Bauman has been able to get many points for them. So if they can get other people to step up, they have a chance to at least keep it close and help. But Otherwise, they're going to get run out of the gym again tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They've got to knock down the threes tonight if they want to stay into this one. Well, Nebraska's coming out of their huddle. Head coach Connie Yori in her 14th season, sending her team onto the floor. Wisconsin head coach Bobby Kelsey, or in her 5th year, is sending her team on the floor. And Nebraska will be wearing their classic white jerseys with white shorts with red letters and numbers. Wisconsin in their classic red jerseys with red shorts and white numbers. As Aveana Young meets with Jessica Shepard at midcourt for the opening tip of Nebraska and Wisconsin here on 90.3 KRNU. And the tip is up, and it's going to be won by Wisconsin. Number 22, Tessa Sici, tracks it down, and Wisconsin starts in the front court. Dakota White back up top. Now moves it to the right side. Nicole Bauman. Nicole Bauman, top of the key, back to White. Looking around. Bauman, right side. Finds Bauman. Bauman inside. Looks for Young, and Young is swatted away by Shepard, and it'll go out of bounds, but it will stay with the Badgers.
Nice job down low by Jessica Shepard. They try to work inside on her. Just keeps her arms straight up and able to get an easy block there.
Nicole Bauman will inbound it for the Badgers. She looks around, now gets it in, over the top to Dakota White, who will set up the offense. 10 on the shot clock. White looks inside. Young, turn around. No, kicks it out. And it's a step-up jumper by Marble. Doesn't get it. Rebound, Jessica Shepard. Nebraska will come up. It's Kendall Clark in transition. She comes up. Gives it. Rachel Terrio. Terrio looks around. Back up top to Clark. Clark looking around. Left side. Inside. Shepard. Shepard double teamed off the glass. Nope. It's an air ball, and it will go out of bounds, and now will go back to Wisconsin. Jessica Shepard maybe trying to do a little too much there as she gets double teamed on the block.
And give credit to Wisconsin, too. They had a good, quick double team right on her. She wasn't able to get anything to go against it. Good start for Wisconsin.
Dakota White back up the floor. Leading the charge for the Badgers. Natalie Romeo on her to the right side. Marble looks inside. Can't find anything. Back up top. Now to the right side, Young. Young inside. Faces the double team. Turnaround shot, but off the glass and gets it to fall. Wisconsin's on the board. Other way, Kendall Clark. Coming back for the Huskers. Now moves it inside to Shepard. Kicks it out. Clark, 3-ball. Got it! Nebraska takes their first lead. 8:30 to go in the first quarter. It's 3-2 Huskers. Back come up the Wisconsin Badgers. Dakota White inside, spinning, kicks it out. Deep 2, right there from Sici. She gets it. Badgers back with the lead. Nebraska comes back up. Terrio. Now Havers, and she is fouled. And they're going to get Tessa Sici there. That's the first foul of the game, first for the Badgers. As they get Sici there with the foul on Havers. Nebraska takes it out quickly. Back up top. Kendall Clark. Clark, right side. Romeo wanted another three, doesn't get it. Inside Shepard. Shepard off the glass and in. Takes it up strong, and the Huskers have the lead once again. But Wisconsin flying up the floor once again. Bauman. Nicole Bauman, right side, top of the key. Down to the corner. It's Dakota White. White finds Bauman. Bauman shot up. No good. Rebound. Goes to Allie Havers. Havers comes up. Finds Terrio. Terrio left side. She almost carried it, but she doesn't get called. All the way to the rack. She doesn't get it. Gets her own rebound. Off the glass and inch. Way to carry it all the way. Rachel Terrio, the senior, the 6'1" senior, takes it all the way for Nebraska and gets the roll. But here comes Wisconsin now in transition. Bauman takes a quick three. Doesn't get it. Rebound to Natalie Romeo. Romeo will bring it up and settle it down for the Huskers. Finds Havers. Havers gets it to Terrio. Terrio inside. Gets another one. Rachel Terrio on the board. She's got 4. Now Wisconsin coming back up the floor. It's Nicole Bauman. Just took a quick three a moment ago, but didn't get it. Bauman facing against Clark. Bauman will move inside. Takes a jumper from the free throw line. Doesn't get it. No good. Rebound goes to Natalie Romeo. Romeo flying back up the floor. She slows it down. Wanted the three, wouldn't take it. Now a deep three, and it's an air ball. That was Kendall Clark, but it's an air ball, and the rebound goes to Wisconsin. Flying back up the floor, into the corner. Dakota White, 3-ball, in and out. And the rebound to Allie Havers, who finds Terrio. Terrio up the left side. Terrio moves in, doesn't want it. Goes to Shepard, who draws a foul. And they're going to call a charge on Jessica Shepard. I didn't have a good look at it there, Josh. What'd you see?
You know, I didn't see either. They're going to show the replay up here. I think she might have just got her with an elbow, and that might have, I mean, she hit the floor hard, so give her credit. She might have got help from her acting, but
absolutely
probably a tough call against Shepherd.
Absolutely. Nicole Bauman for Wisconsin coming back up just across the Nebraska logo. Down to the corner. Marble moves it inside to Young. Excuse me, that's Marsha Howard who just checked into the game, but she misses the two. Natalie Romeo now moves it up. Back outside, Terrio. Terrio will slow it down. Now Terrio moves inside the right side, up off the glass and in. Rachel Terrio has 6. She's carrying the Huskers early as Nebraska leads at 11-4 with 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Now back up. Marble for Wisconsin. Looks into the corner, finds Bauman. Bauman working on Clark. Back up top. Dakota White. Excuse me, that's Marble. Marble moves inside. Off the glass, no good. Rebound to Allie Havers. Gives it outside to Terrio. Terrio's running in transition. Stops. 3 on the way for Romeo. And Natalie Romeo knocks down her second tray. Nebraska leads it 14. It's going to be 14-4. That's an 11-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. Wisconsin head coach Bobby Kelsey has got to call timeout, and we'll take one with them. Nebraska leads at 14-4 over the Badgers. You're listening to Nebraska women's basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
You're listening to Nebraska Cornhusker basketball on 90.3 KRNU and online at krnu.unl.edu.
90.3 KRNU for Nebraska women's basketball as the Huskers lead the Wisconsin Badgers 14-4 with 5:26 to go in the first quarter. Josh, Nebraska's on an 11-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes, and Wisconsin has not scored in nearly the last 3 minutes. What have you seen so far from both teams?
You know, it's been kind of the story of the season for both teams, at least lately here for Nebraska, making almost everything. They're shooting 66% from the field thus far. Rachel Terrio has really come out aggressive. They're just winning one-on-one battles and good ball movement by the Huskers. One thing I've also noticed for the Huskers is a quick double team on Jessica Shepherd. They're leaving people wide open on that, and if she turns, they have a chance at some wide open threes. So if she wants to take advantage of that later in the game, that might be there for Nebraska. For Wisconsin, they're just 2 of 10 from the field. More struggles for them. They can't make shots. And as if it could get even worse, Nicole Bauman, their leading scorer, can't make anything. So a really tough start for them, and they're getting out-rebounded on top of that.
Absolutely. And now Marsha Howard will inbound it for the Badgers as they come up the floor. Nicole Bauman, as you just said, their leading scorer, who is 0 of 3, takes a shot and misses again. That's 0 of 4. Rebound goes to Allie Haver for the Huskers, and Jasmine Sincor, who just checked into the game, brings it up down into the corner for, that is Natalie Romeo, misses the 3. Rebound for the Wisconsin Badgers to Tessa Cici. Has a few players at the deck there, but Cici will slow down and set it up top to Bauman, who sets it up. The Badger offense over to Howard. Howard to the left side. That's Kayla McMorris, who checked in over the break right there as well. Back to Howard. Howard knocks down the jumper from the right elbow, and the streak is over. Wisconsin back on the board, 14-6 with 4:43 to go in the first quarter. As a substitution here, Avayana Young will come out. Michaela Johnson checks in for the first time. And for the Huskers, Jessica Shepherd will check back in. And that's Anya Kalensa who comes out for the Huskers as Rachel Terrio brings it up for Nebraska the other way. Finds Allie Havers. Havers to the right side to Sincor. Sincor looking inside, nothing doing. Back to Havers. Havers to Jessica Shepherd. Top of the key. Shepherd pulls up for a 2. Doesn't get it. Rebound to the Badgers. It's Nicole Bauman. To the left side, Bauman finds Cici. Back up top, Bauman. Bauman looking inside. Finds nothing. To the top, it's Howard. Howard looking. Now finds it inside. Tough shot. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Havers. Great rebound there by Allie Havers and finds Rachel Terrio, who brings it up the side. Inside Shepherd. Faces one-on-one. Shepherd goes up. Misses it. Doesn't get it to go. Off the glass, off the rim, and out. Bauman comes up with it for Wisconsin the other way. Bauman working on Natalie Romeo. Looks to the side, finds Cici. Cici looks inside for Howard. Finds her. Down to the top. It's Michaela Johnson who shoots it outside. for three. Tessasici misses a three. Rebound to Shepard. Shepard finds Terrio. Terrio the other way. Inside now, a pass that's blatant now comes up, and the Huskers still have it. And the jumper is good. It's Allie Havers who knocks down the jumper. What a wild play right there, Josh. Ball bouncing all over the place.
Good fortune for the Huskers. Goes right to them.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Michaela Johnson for Wisconsin brings it across the timeline. Now finds Tessasici. Sici working on Sincor in the left corner. Wisconsin moving right to left. Sici looking inside. Step back. Jumper. Up and in. Rolls around a little bit, but makes its way down the hoop. Nebraska coming the other way. They lead at 16-8 with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Natalie Romeo finds Terrio. Oh, a great give and go right there. And Natalie Romeo finishes it. Unbelievable chemistry between Romeo and Terrio right there.
Yeah, just going backdoor, completely caught Wisconsin off guard.
Yeah, they had no idea what was coming right there. Nicole Bauman the other way for Wisconsin. Working on Romeo. Goes to the right side, and now Terrio is going to steal it away, but she's fouled after the steal. And that's going to be a call against the Badgers.
Yeah, probably actually a smart foul there by McMorris, because Terrio otherwise was going to go right to the hoop for an easy layup. So you can't really falter there, at least making the Huskers work for it.
Absolutely, and a well-deserved rest coming for Allie Havers and Rachel Terrio as they both check out of the game. In for the Huskers, Rachel Blackburn for the first time will check in. Along with Kendall Clark will come back in. Jessica Shepard at the top, kicks it out. Natalie Romeo finds another three. And that is, I believe, her third three. An unbelievable start right there for her. But now it's going to be stolen away. Wisconsin had it stolen. It's Jasmine Sincor in transition. Sincor will take it all the way and score. 23-8, minute 50 to go in the first quarter. Wisconsin has to find something quick or they're going to get run out of the gym. Dakota White standing on the Nebraska logo, trying to figure out something to get started here. She finds Marble. Rochelle Marble looking inside. Can't find anything. Now looks inside and finds Sici, who scores. And Wisconsin moves into double figures. 23-10, they trail with a minute 30 to go in the first quarter. Three ball again. Can she do it again? Natalie Romeo again. And now has the inbound stolen. She steals the inbounds right after she makes the three. Romeo looks inside again. She might drive. She will, and then she is fouled. That's the Badgers going to be their third team foul. What a sequence right there from Natalie Romeo, Josh.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I think their defense forgot about her. Just wide open shots, and she's not going to miss those. She's on fire the way it is, not going to miss wide open shots, and then they just threw it right to her. I mean, smart play by Romeo to contest it, but I don't even know if they looked. They just threw it right to her.
Absolutely. She has 11 points. She's 3 of 4 from beyond the arc as they throw it in now to the top. Rachel Blackburn now has it to Natalie Romeo, who has it stolen away, and Wisconsin will come the other way. We might have jinxed her there, Josh. Now Wisconsin coming the other way. Dakota White. She'll set up the offense. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. White finds Marble. Marble to Gambino, who just checked into the game. Gambino tries to set a screen for White. Can't do it. Kicks it out. And Sici, three ball. No good. Rebound to Maddie Simon, who recently checked into the game as well for the Huskers. Nebraska will slow it down. Connie Yori will have her team slow it down. Natalie Romeo will stand at the top and wait for Maddie Simon to come take over. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 23 on the game clock. As she sets up the offense, now gives it back. Romeo almost lost it, but maintains it. Clark, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Clark moves in, shot up, no good. Hits the rebound, and Nebraska will get the offensive board. Still 8 seconds to go. And then a wild shot right there by Maddie Simon. She thought the regulation clock was almost out too, but there's still 6 seconds to go, Josh.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She thought she got mixed up, thought the game clock was going to expire too, just tried to throw one up to beat the clock. And she still had a solid 9 seconds to work with.
Dakota White will take this inbound. 6.7 seconds to go as her team trails the Nebraska Cornhuskers 26-10 here in the first quarter. Tessasici to inbound it as they'll let it roll up. Dakota White will pick it up just before half court. She comes up, pick screen. Now she moves inside. White gives it off. And the shot up at the buzzer. No good. It was no good by Aveana Young. She misses the buzzer beater. And the Huskers will maintain their 16-point lead, 26-10 at the end of the first quarter. And we'll take a break with them. We'll be back for the second quarter right here for some more Husker women's basketball on 90.3 KRNU. Zach Penrice alongside Josh Kluzacek. Nebraska leads the Wisconsin Badgers 26-10 after one quarter. We've got another 10 minutes to play before the half, but Josh, that first quarter, pretty lopsided. What did you see out there?
Yeah, it was definitely lopsided. Nebraska was pretty much scoring at will, not having too much trouble at all. And one thing that's helping them rebounding-wise is they have a solid advantage, 14-7 advantage. They have a good size advantage out there. Allie Havers and Jessica Shepard doing good work. And even just the loose balls are just falling Nebraska's way, going right to them. They're hitting shots. Wisconsin defenders leaving people open. We saw earlier Natalie Romeo wide open. She hit a three, and offensively, they're shooting less than 30%. Not a good formula.
Absolutely. Jasmine Sincor inbounds it to Rachel Terrio, who sets up the offense. And now they move it down inside to Shepard. Shepard faces a double team. Tries to kick it out. She does. Finds Natalie Romeo for a three again. And she got it again. What a start to the second quarter. They started how they started the first. And Natalie Romeo continues her three-point dominance. That is her fourth three-pointer already. And now on the other one, Wisconsin takes a shot, and it's almost rebounded by Aveana Young, but it goes out off of her. Nebraska takes over again, and already a very quick start to the second quarter.
Yeah, and you're talking about what went right for the Huskers. Well, how about Natalie Romeo can't miss? 14 points already. That definitely helps.
Absolutely. Rachel Terrio brings it up for the Huskers, finds Shepard on the left side. Up top, Havers. Havers back to Terrio. Looks inside for Shepard. Gets it tipped in the air, and it's stolen away by the Badgers. In transition. And now they'll back out to set it up. It's Rochelle Marble who will set it up for the Badgers. Quick steal right there for the Badgers. They needed it, trailing 29-10. Left corner, Bauman. Back up to the top of the key. To Dakota White. Inside. Sichi turns around. Young, and she'll be fouled. They're going to get Shepard. And that's actually Nebraska's first team foul of the game. They did not have one in the first quarter. Their first of the game right there goes to Jessica Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard got there trying to go around a screen just maybe a half a second late and threw her arm out instead of straight up and just got her on the wrist.
These are actually the first free throws for either team in this game, as Aveana Young, a 55% free throw shooter. First on the way. No good. Michaela Johnson checks in for the Badgers. Rochelle Marble will check out. As Aveana Young, 6'1" forward, averages 7.8 points per game. As I said, a 55% free throw shooter. Misses them both. Rebound to Allie Havers. Kicks it out. Rachel Terrio coming up the right side. Flying up the right side. Back up to Havers. Havers top of the key. Left side Sincor. Thought about a three. Wouldn't take it. Across the court. Dangerous pass to Rachel Terrio. She has it. And whistles will blow here for a foul off the ball. And they're going to get the Badgers here. Aveana Young is going to be called for a foul. That's her first personal. Wisconsin's first of this quarter, so each team now has one foul.
And you see that a lot, especially with Jessica Shepard. It's so tough to guard her down there. Sometimes teams get a little too physical.
Absolutely. Now a quick pass from Rachel Terrio inside. And she finds Romeo, who scores. That's her first two of the game. So an unusual thing to see. And now in transition from Wisconsin, a three-pointer from Bauman. She won't get it. Rebound to Young. That's not Young. That's Michaela Johnson, who goes up for strong with the offensive rebound and score. 31-12. Nebraska leads it. 8:24 to go in the second quarter. And on the other end, they're going to get Natalie Romeo for traveling. Walking with the basketball, Natalie Romeo, who's had such a good game, but her first turnover of the game. Nebraska's fourth turnover of this game. Coming the other way, Dakota White. For Wisconsin, slows it down, sets it up. Working against Jasmine Sincor. Top of the key. Michaela Johnson steps up, working against Shepard, steps up, and she'll take that too, but misses it. And it's going to go out of bounds off of Nebraska. A shove there from Nicole Bauman, trying to get the ball from Natalie Romeo. Not called. It will stay with the Badgers.
Yeah, I think mainly incidental contact there. Kind of got tangled up with their feet. No harm, no foul.
Absolutely. Rachel Blackburn, she'll check in. Allie Havers checks out for the Huskers. Dakota White for Wisconsin. Working against Romeo. Into the corner finds Seachy. Seachy inside. Johnson scores against Shepherd to make it 31-14. Johnson's second field goal of the game. She has 4 points. Now for Nebraska the other way. Still Natalie Romeo. To Terrio. Great give and go again, but she misses this one. Natalie Romeo misses this one. Her and Terrio have something going on tonight. Back outside. White. Up top. Bauman sets it up. Now inside to Johnson. Johnson goes against Terrio, and she might have walked, and she does.
Good help defense by Rachel Terrio. She kind of slid over there, and I don't think she was expecting to see somebody when she got it. It was a good pass from Wisconsin. Just unfortunate. I don't think she saw the defender soon enough.
She definitely did seem a little surprised there when she got that pass, causing the travel. Now Nebraska the other way. Rachel Terrio to Sincor. Now to the left side. Rachel Blackburn to Rachel Terrio. Terrio with a jumper on the run and gets it to fall. Off the rim, off the glass, and in. Rachel Terrio, she has 8 points now, 4 or 5 from the field. Other way from Wisconsin. White inside finds Johnson, who scores again. Johnson has 6 points. So Shepherd's going to have to deal with her down there instead of Aviana Young. For Nebraska the other way. Blackburn, Sincor, right side. Slowing it down. Sincor trying to set it up. Working on White. Gets it to Blackburn. Blackburn will take a jumper from just inside the free throw line. Doesn't get it. Offensive rebound for the Huskers. Natalie Romeo, 3. And that one doesn't go. Almost gets her offensive rebound, but does not. Bauman gets it to White the other way. In transition, Johnson coming fast and one. Michaela Johnson has become a force in the last few minutes, Josh. Ever since she's checked into the game, she has 8 points now.
Yeah, and I mean, she's just moving fast. She's not standing still. She's going to the basket, getting the ball, and finishing all in one motion, and it's working for Wisconsin.
6'3" senior out of Bellwood, Illinois, is Michaela Johnson as she goes to the line to try and complete a three-point play. She's a 59% free throw shooter on the year. Her shot is up and good. So the 59% free throw shooter, the senior, knocks down her free throw to complete a 3-point play. She has 9 points. Nebraska leads at 33-19, 6:20 to go in the second quarter. Sincor brings it up, finds Terrio. Terrio inside to Havers, who just checked back in. Havers back to Terrio. Terrio back to Havers, and Havers goes up and is fouled. Great back and forth passing right there between Havers and Terrio right there. Terrio seems to have that kind of chemistry with a lot of her teammates tonight, Josh.
Yeah, she's, obviously one of the better assist guards in Nebraska school history, and she's just shown a couple really, really nice passes there. Good bounce pass right to Havers in stride.
Nebraska's first set of free throws, and Allie Havers, and she misses the first. Havers is a 67% free throw shooter on the year. Havers tonight, 2 points, 1 of 1 from the field. But she's already grabbed 7 rebounds, Josh. Unbelievable start for the game for Allie Havers. 7 boards, and we're only about 15 minutes into this game.
Definitely will make Connie Ori happy.
She knocks down the second free throw as Wisconsin comes the other way. Dakota White up top. Young. Right side, Seachy. Seachy looks inside Johnson. Johnson working on Colenta. Into the outside. And he misses a three-pointer. That's Seachy's 3, which does not go. Rebound brought down by Colenta. Nebraska comes the other way. Romeo moves inside. Shot up. No good. Rebound. Gets her own rebound. And Romeo will go outside and set it up top to Terrio, and Terrio slows it down. Terrio to Colenta. Colenta now. Colenta moves up. Doesn't want a shot. Back outside Romeo. Right side. Romeo moves. Top of the key. Kicks it out. Terrio. Doesn't want it. Back out to Romeo. Romeo drives inside. Tough shot. No good. Rebound. Offensive rebound again by Nebraska. And another foul. A foul is drawn on the shot. Great work down there. I believe that's Allie Havers who drew the foul.
Just a really nice shot. It kind of looks like Nebraska's playing at a different speed. They're just driving right past defenders. And a really nice job there by Allie Havers, just staying home, grabbing the rebound, and then going back up with it, draw the contact.
They get Aviana Young on the foul. That's her second. So she will take a seat. And on comes Marcia Howard as Havers knocked down the first free throw of 2. She just shot free throws a moment ago. Allie Havers, she's a 67% free throw shooter as she knocks down the second. Nebraska leads at 36 to 19 with 5:15 to go in the second quarter. Wisconsin up the other way. White up top. Howard. Howard moves to the right side. It's Bauman who just checked back in. Bauman back to White at the top of the key. Inside. Johnson. Shot. Good. Michaela Johnson has become a force. She's into double figures with 11. The other way, Terrio. Finds Kendall Clark. Clark. Havers. Back to Romeo. And it's Havers who misses a shot. Rebound goes to the Badgers. It's Nicole Bauman. Bauman the other way. White. Inside Johnson. Outside. 3 ball on the way. Cici got it. First 3 of the night for Wisconsin. They're 1 of 7 from 3. And that's the first one. Nebraska slows it down coming up the court. Natalie Romeo. 4:27 to go in the second quarter. 36-23. Nebraska leads it. Rachel Terrio. Moving on the right side. Now looks inside. Finds her man, Anya Kalenta, who scores. Unbelievable pass right there. Rachel Terrio to Kalenta. She's just been dishing all sorts of tremendous passes this evening. Howard for Wisconsin the other way. Cici back up top, White. White working on Romeo. Looks inside, finds Johnson. Johnson's going to try and score on Kalenta. She goes up. Does not get it. Rebound. Goes to Marcia Howard, who gets the rebound and then is fouled by Kendall Clark. That's going to be her first personal foul as we've reached the under 5 media timeout here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The Huskers lead it 38-23 over the Wisconsin Badgers. You're listening to Nebraska women's basketball on 90.3 KRNU. We are back at Pinnacle Bank Arena for Nebraska women's basketball here on 90.3 KRNU. Zach Penrice alongside Josh Kluzacek as Nebraska leads the Wisconsin Badgers 38-23. Now, John, I want one correction actually from our last segment right there. That was not a 3 in the corner for Wisconsin. It was a 2, so they stay 0 of 6 from beyond the arc, which is one of the things that Wisconsin does best. But Josh, looking at Nebraska, it's been all Natalie Romeo, who has 16 points for them. But Nebraska has gone cold as of late. They're actually trailing in the second quarter, 13-12.
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's defense played them a little bit better, but just mainly a couple of wild shots, and they've had opportunities. But, give credit to Wisconsin offensively. They're starting to figure some things out, getting some quick passes, leading to open guys, and it's getting some easier shots for them at least.
Wisconsin comes back into the game. Nicole Bauman drives inside. Tough shot, but gets it to go. Shot over Kendall Clark, but Bauman gets the roll. And another score for the Badgers right there. Back come the Huskers. Rachel Terrio, top of the key. Right side, Rachel Blackburn. Blackburn to Shepard. Shepard outside Terrio. Terrio works. Left side, wing. Air ball. Maybe partially blocked. Wisconsin comes the other way. Bauman up the right side. She's covered by Natalie Romeo. Johnson sets a pick. Now Johnson gets the ball. Inside. Now outside Cici. Now inside Johnson on a great pick and roll and scores. Wisconsin, 6 of their last 8 from the field. And Johnson's come alive, and so have the Badgers in the second quarter. Other way. And now Jessica Shepard has her pass stolen. Badgers come back the other way. White finds Bauman inside Johnson. That's actually Marcia Howard who scores, and Wisconsin has just 6 straight points coming out of the timeout. Husker fans come alive here, trying to give their team some support as Natalie Romeo fires another 3 and silences the Badgers. Natalie Romeo, leave it to her to hit that 3. She's got 19, and she's 5 of 7 from beyond the arc.
Just find the hot hand, get it to Romeo, and she puts it in.
Absolutely. Wisconsin, the other way, trying to counter that 3. Dakota White, outside, Cici, turn around, jumper, off the iron, rebound. Marcia Howard kicks it out. Wisconsin sets up again. White, top of the key, right on the logo, right near midcourt. White comes up, goes right towards Natalie Romeo. White moves inside, nothing there. Looks for a teammate, almost threw it out of bounds, but didn't. Cici, left side. Now inside, dangerous pass to Dakota White. White goes up, no good. Great defense there by Natalie Romeo, and then she's A frustration foul there by Marsha Howard on Rachel Blackburn, 70 feet from the basket. Wisconsin's 4th team foul, as Rachel Blackburn will check out for Allie Havers as she checks into the game. Huskers lead it 41-29, 1:46 to go in the second quarter.
Kind of an overall bad possession, not a whole lot of movement, and then just not a really smart shot down low. A smaller guard against a lot of size, not going to get that to go.
Rachel Terrio brings it up, finds Jessica Shepard outside. Romeo, can she do it again? She can! Natalie Romeo, another three. Give her 6 from out there in the first half. A 6-0 run for the Huskers. A personal 6-0 run for Natalie Romeo, and now the Huskers get a steal. Rachel Terrio the other way. Pulls up. Jumper. No good. Rebound, Allie Havers, but throws it off the leg of a Wisconsin Badger. Throws it right off of Marsha Howard. A tremendous play to keep it Huskers basketball. 1:12 to go. Huskers lead it 44-29.
Yeah, really smart and kind of tough. She's falling out of bounds and all in one motion, able to grab it and throw it against the defender. That's a really nice play from Allie Havers.
Absolutely. And now the ball's thrown in. And it's going to go off the leg of Natalie Romeo. Natalie Romeo just 2 away from a school record for threes in a game. That was 8 set by Natalie Romeo at Penn State this year, January 13th. Huskers back up the floor. Nicole Bauman. Left side, White. White inside. Johnson working on Shepard. Up and scores. Michaela Johnson has become a force inside this half, especially in the second quarter. The other way for the Huskers, that's Natalie Romeo. 22 points for Natalie Romeo, 6 of 8 from 3 in the first half. Romeo to Terrio. Terrio to Shepard, left side. Back to Terrio. 12 on the shot clock. Terrio, left side. Can she do it again? Romeo, 3. Oh, no good. But offensive rebound. Shepard. Shepard goes to work. Inside. Scores! Working on Michaela Johnson. They're going back and forth at each other. Jessica Shepard scores. She's had a quiet first half. Only 4 points for her after that huge outburst of 35 points last game. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Wisconsin will slow it down and hold it. Top of the key, Dakota White standing on the logo. Now works. Inside. Has her pass intended for Johnson stolen. Half-court shot by Terrio is airball, but it gets some net right there. That made the crowd go ooh a little bit. Close, but no cigar. And the Huskers lead it 46-31 at the break. We'll take a quick break and come back for a halftime report. The Huskers lead the Badgers 46-31. You're listening to Nebraska Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
University of Nebraska Cornhusker Sports is right here on 90.3 KRNU and streaming worldwide at krnu.unl.edu. You're listening to Nebraska Cornhusker Basketball on 90.3 KRNU and online at krnu.unl.edu.
Back at the Pinnacle Bank Arena, Tommy Rezach with you as Nebraska leads Wisconsin 46-31. And rejoining us now, the gentlemen that have been on the call, been calling the action here this evening are Zach Penrice and Josh Kluzacek. And Zach, Natalie Romeo has simply taken over this game with her shooting 22 points, 6 of 9 from 3. She makes 3 more triples in this game. She will break her own school record. She had 8 threes against Penn State earlier this month, so 3 more and she'll break the record. Can she do it?
Well, that's a tough question. I mean, if Wisconsin stays in this game, then I think that she'll stay out there and she'll keep firing away, so I think that she easily could. Like we said, 6 of 9 from 3. She's not afraid to fire. She took 9 threes by herself. She took 9 out of Nebraska's 11 three-pointers in that first half. She took more threes in that half than Wisconsin did. She made as many threes as Wisconsin took in that first half. So that she's clearly not afraid to fire, and 22 points, that speaks for itself. But along with that, she has 5 rebounds, and she also has 2 dimes, so she's dishing it a little bit as well as scoring it. Nebraska, 11 assists as a team. That's a big number that stands out to me. They are dishing it very well overall. And along with that, Allie Havers, just very quietly has 9 rebounds.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good number for me. Nebraska leads that rebounding category by 8, and they lead the game by 15. So a lot of these numbers speak for themselves, Tommy.
Yeah, Nebraska crashing the boards, out-rebounding the Badgers 23-15 right now, and Allie Havers also has 5 points. Rachel Terrio has 8, Jessica Shepard with 4, and then Kendall Clark with 3 for the Huskers. And Josh, the one player really leading the way for the Badgers right now is Michaela Johnson, 15 points, an impressive 7 of 9 shooting from the floor. Wisconsin's trailed this game by as much as 21, but they're within 15. They got it to within 9 there early in the second period, but then Romeo's 3, as Zach mentioned, really silenced the Badgers. How does Wisconsin get on another little run like that and try to silence this crowd, just go on a run and at least try to play competitively here on the road?
Yeah, well, their coach Bobby Kelsey said after their loss at Minnesota that they did a good job of fighting, and they showed it again in that second quarter. They actually outscored Nebraska by a point. So they did a good job in the second quarter, and it was just quick passes, got people moving to the rim, and they'd hit them in stride, get easy buckets that way. If they attack the rim, get quick passes, get some open shots, a little bit easier shots for them sometimes, and they were able to knock some of them down. Now they're still going to need to hit shots even if they're contested by Nebraska, but at least a good step forward in the second quarter, maybe get something going for them in the second half.
Yeah, no doubt. Wisconsin not bad from the floor, 15 of 35. That's 43%, but 0 for 6 from downtown. And Nebraska is a lights out, 7 of 11 from long range. 6 of those threes coming from Natalie Romeo, the other one from Kendall Clark. Leading scorers for Wisconsin, Tessa Cici, she has 8 points, and Michaela Johnson, as I mentioned, has the team high with 15. Also contributing is Nicole Baumann, she has 2, and then also Aviana Young with 2 points as well, and then Marcia Howard with 4. So again, the score at halftime, it's Nebraska 46, Wisconsin 31, just a couple of minutes, and we'll be back underway, and Zach Penrice and Josh Kluzacek will commentate it the rest of the way for you. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the second half of action right here on 90.3 KRNU.
You're listening to Nebraska Women's Basketball, live on 90.3 KRNU and on the web at krnu.unl.edu.
Pinnacle Bank Arena, 90.3 KRNU. I'm Zach Penrice alongside Josh Kluzacek. We brought you the first half, and we'll bring you the second half of Nebraska women's basketball. And the Huskers lead the Wisconsin Badgers 46-31. We're about 45 seconds away from getting underway here, as the Nebraska Cornhuskers lead by 15, but they led by as many as 21, as Tommy mentioned during the halftime report. And Wisconsin cut it to within 9. But Nebraska and Natalie Romeo took them back and gave them a 15-point lead at the break. Josh, what do you think we're going to see from each team in the second half?
Well, I'm expecting Wisconsin to at least kind of keep some of the things that they did well, keep them going in the second half here. And one of those things was getting it to Michaela Johnson. She was super good for them, big lift for them, 15 points off the bench and 7 of 9 from the field. And she did it all in just 11 minutes. So she's been huge for them, and if they keep going down to her, she's had a little success. If she can keep that going, maybe get some other people involved, take some pressure off some other people, and if Nicole Baumann, who only scored 2 points in that first half, can get going, Wisconsin still can make this a game.
Aviana Young and Michaela Johnson will both come out for the Badgers in the second half. They're two bigs who we have not seen them both in at the same time yet this game. Wisconsin will move left to right as the team switch sides in the second half. Dakota White comes down inside. They go to Johnson on the first play, but Shepard blocks her. Coming the other way for the Huskers, it's Romeo. Romeo flies up the right side, finds it. And it's off the leg of Tessa Cici. And now a scramble for the ball. The Badgers come up with it the other way. Dakota White. White up the middle. Now a great pass right there and laid in. And we'll get the roll. Is Tessa Cici in transition. Badgers on the board first in the second half. All the way, it's the Huskers. Kendall Clark looking inside. Shepard finds her, working on Johnson. Shepard up, no good. Johnson tips the ball to Nicole Baumann, who comes up with it. Badgers the other way, across the timeline. Looks inside, but has her pass stolen. And it's Rachel Terrio coming the other way for the Huskers. Quick pace second half to start it. Terrio goes up inside and scores all the way around the Badger defense, around Cici and around Johnson to get the bucket. Huskers on the board. They lead at 48-33, just over a minute in the second half. Dakota White slows it down. A fast-paced first minute here in the second half, but it's finally slowed down by Dakota White and the Badger offense. Working on Romeo. White. Bauman, top of the key. Looks for Johnson, can't find her. Bauman back. Young takes a jumper, and good from the right elbow. Nebraska coming the other way. Havers gives it to Terrio. Terrio gives it to Clark. Clark, Romeo. Romeo, left side, Havers. Havers moved to the top of the key. Now to Terrio. Now to the right side. It's Romeo. Back to Terrio. 8 on the shot clock. Huskers got to do something. Terrio looking for something. Goes inside. Shoots up a wild shot. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound. Badgers. It's Johnson on the board. To White. Badgers coming quickly. Wild pass, but it's fouled by Nicole Bauman, who knocks down a 3, and that is the Badgers' first 3. It's a 10-point game. Nicole Bauman with a 3 ball. Huskers the other way.
Tough shot, but he got an open look. It's that quick transition look that Wisconsin's been taking advantage of this game.
Absolutely, and they find their first 3, but now it's Romeo for 3 the other way. And I think she got her feet behind the line there, and she did get a 3. 51-38, Romeo, the silencer. She's 1 3 away from tying the all-time Nebraska record for 3s in a game. Wisconsin, the other way. They need another response to that 3. Johnson from the free throw line gets the roll. Johnson's been huge for them ever since she checked in the second quarter. She's got 17 points for the Huskers the other way. Terrio finds Clark. Clark has her pass tipped, and it's Bauman. Transition all the way to the rack. She will bring it home. And it's a 9-point game, and Connie Yori wants a timeout. Huskers got to talk.
Great job by Wisconsin, and I mean, they're just getting, like I said, they're getting open looks, taking advantage of it, and Nicole Bauman's starting to come to life for them. Like I said, just 2 points at the break, able to hit a really just easy, I don't want to say easy 3, it was a tough shot, but she got an open look on a bad pass in transition, able to take advantage of it, easy layup there. And Wisconsin, they've struggled all season making shots, able to get some open looks, and all of a sudden, they're kind of looking like a different team. 5 of their last 5, and they're making it look easy right now.
Nebraska takes their first timeout of the game, Coach Connie Yori, and we'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to Husker Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU. Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena for Nebraska Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU. Zach Penrice alongside Josh Skluzacek, and it's been all Wisconsin here in the second half thus far. They lead it in the second half 11-5, but the Huskers still lead it on the scoreboard 51-42. Josh, what have you seen so far out of the Badgers in the second half?
Well, again, they're working hard to get open looks, kind of using their offense in transition to get them some buckets, and they're getting some other people to step up. Sichi has scored a couple. Bauman came to life, scored 5 points from here in the second half. And after missing their first shot of the second half, they've hit 5 straight. So, I mean, if they can keep getting open looks, they've shown that they can knock them down. You
said it, 5 of their last 5 for the Badgers coming out after missing their first shot of the second half. They've made 5 straight, hence the timeout by Connie Yori for the Huskers. But now the Huskers bring it back up the floor. It's Kendall Clark who finds Shepard. Shepard lightly guarded at the free throw line. Now hands it off to Havers. Havers into the corner, looking for Romeo, tightly guarded. Inside Shepard, 8 on the shot clock, turns around. No, and Havers goes up. She scores. Allie Havers, Jessica Shepard found her, and a great dish by her to Havers, who gets the 2. Huskers back up double digits, 53-42, with 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Wisconsin back up. Johnson nails it. Johnson from the right elbow. She's been dangerous from right there. She leads Wisconsin in points, 19 of them. She's 9 of 12 from the field. For the Huskers up the other way. Havers to Clark. She'll set it up to Romeo on the left side. Gives it Terrio. Thought about a 3, won't take it. Terrio guarded by Marble. Marble. Now inside Shepard. Shepard outside Clark. 5 on the shot clock. Clark pulls up. Shot good. Kendall Clark. When it's late in the shot clock, give it to her, and she finds some open space in the lane. Huskers 55, Badgers 44. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. We're approaching the media timeout. Johnson, top of the key. To the left side. Bauman inside. Tough shot. No foul called A lot of body there, but no foul was called on the shot by Tessa Cici, and Nebraska comes the other way.
But a really good job by Rachel Terrio, just kept straight up, and that's why she was able to not get a foul called on her.
Rachel Terrio with a good defense, and now with the basketball, gives it off to Jessica Shepard. Top of the key, Allie Havers. Havers finds Romeo. Romeo back to Havers, looking for Jessica Shepard. Finds her inside. Shepard off the glass, no good. And a foul is going to be called against Allie Havers, looking for the offensive rebound. Tried to go over two Badgers. Was looking to go over Bauman and Johnson.
Yeah, just a little over-aggressive. We mentioned how good she's been on the glass, already 10 rebounds in this one. Just a little too over-aggressive there. She didn't have a chance to grab that one.
We are under 5 minutes in the third quarter, which means a timeout on the floor. Huskers lead the Badgers 55-44 with 4:58 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Nebraska Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
You're listening to Nebraska Cornhusker Basketball on 90.3 KRNU and online at krnu.unl.edu.
Back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena for Nebraska Women's Basketball here on 90.3 KRNU. Zach Penrice alongside Josh Kluzacek says Nebraska leads the Wisconsin Badgers 55-44. As the Badgers will take it out of bounds, coming out of the under 5 media timeout in the third quarter. Aviana Young gives it to Dakota White, and they'll start up the offense. White, top of the key, looks to the right side. Finds Cici. Cici inside. Young gives it off Johnson, who scores. And the lead is cut back to 9. Shepard inbound to Kendall Clark. 55-46. Huskers lead it. 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Clark covered tightly by Kayla McMorris. Haven't seen a lot of her tonight, but she checks in now during the timeout. Shepard has it. Terrio trying to go inside. She's stopped by White. Now Terrio goes up, and they're going to call a jump ball, and that's going to stay with the Huskers. Terrio trying to go inside on Dakota White, but can't get her shot away, and they call a jump ball. Huskers will take it out of bounds. Kendall Clark will inbounds it, top. Finds Terrio, who takes a jumper. Off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound to Johnson. Johnson finds Dakota White. 9-point lead for the Huskers. The lead is diminishing. Inside, all the way to the rack. It's White. The lead is 7, 55-48. Now the other way. Dangerous pass by Terrio, who was trying to come up the right side quickly. She was looking for Natalie Romeo, but the ball is hit out of bounds by the Badgers, slowing down the Huskers. The crowd urging their team on. Huskers struggling in the third quarter thus far. The inbound from Kendall Clark to Rachel Terrio, who will set it up. She's working against Dakota White. Now Kendall Clark. Now Jessica Shepard standing outside the three-point line. Works to the top. Now Terrio. Screen set for her by Havers. Works inside. Shepard. Shepard working against Johnson. The shot is up and good, but it's waved off. And they get Shepard for traveling. That's going to be Nebraska's 9th turnover of the game. Shepard to only 2 of 7 from the field today, only 4 points. She's been cold. She's gone cold after her big performance on Sunday against Michigan. 7-point lead for the Huskers, 55-48. Wisconsin back. They're coming up. Looks inside. That's Johnson. But she's called for traveling. Trying to go through a double team there between Shepard and Havers, but she can't get through there, Josh.
Yeah, not exactly the great idea to go between the tallest 2 defenders for Nebraska there, and yeah, she got called for the travel.
A light press from the Badgers here. More just to slow them down, but Terrio gets it across. Romeo facing a lot of pressure near midcourt, and a foul is called on Tessa Cici, and she doesn't like the call. She's arguing, but she backs away ultimately. And that's going to be the Badgers. That is Cici's second foul, and the first against the Badgers in the second half. Inbounded. Natalie Romeo to the right side. Oh, what a pass from Terrio to Romeo. Another incredible pass. That's their third hookup of the game for incredible passes, and that's another one. A great assist there from Terrio to Romeo, and the Huskers having some momentum back their way. The lead's back to 9, 57-48. Just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. But Johnson has a shot from the free throw line the other way. It's no good. Rebound. Kendall Clark flying at the left side. Facing against Dakota White. Outside Terrio. Now Havers. Just on top of the arc. Now they'll slow it down and back it up. And it's Terrio to Romeo. Clark, left side. Romeo thought about a three, won't take it. Outside Shepard. Shepard, 5 on the shot clock. Inside Havers. And a foul is drawn. And that's going to go against, I believe, Michaela Johnson. It will be Michaela Johnson. Marsha Howard will check in for Avayana Young for the Badgers. Huskers lead at 57-48, 2:29 to go in the third quarter. Inbounding is Terrio and finds Havers easily, but Havers misses the layup. And the rebound to Nicole Bauman. Wisconsin the other way. Havers had a chance to give Nebraska an 11-point lead. Couldn't find it. Inside, Johnson. She misses a layup. Shepard with the rebound. Shepard launches a pass. Almost intercepted. But Natalie Romeo comes down with it, and Rachel Terrio will slow it down. A few very errant passes, but it somehow ends up with the Huskers there.
Kind of seems like that's the way the game's gone all night, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Just a lot of errant passes that have somehow ended up with the same team. As Jessica Shepard finds Romeo's three. Got it! She ties the record, her own record that she set just a few weeks ago at Penn State. 8 threes in the game, 30 points for Natalie Romeo. She's 8 of 3 from out there. Her career high is 32, so she's only 2 away from that. As the other way, Wisconsin, Michaela Johnson looks into the corner for Marsha Howard, but can't find her. The ball goes out of bounds, and Nebraska will take it over again. Natalie Romeo, her 8th 3 of the basketball game, second of the second half. She hit 6 of those 8 in the first half. She has 30 points in this game. Huskers lead it by 12, 60-48, 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Romeo hands it off to Clark, who will take it across the timeline. Clark working on Bauman. Down to the left corner, Jessica Shepard. Up top, Terrio. Ball tipped away. Stays with the Huskers. Romeo still has it. Now to Terrio. Romeo trying to find some room. Quick three. Air ball. She had to get rid of that one quick. But she couldn't do it. Havers tried to save it. Couldn't. And it goes back to the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, give Wisconsin credit, though. Romeo really didn't have any other choice but to throw one up there.
Absolutely. Lockdown defense right there. Her 12th 3. She has shot 5 more threes than the team of Wisconsin in this game. Under a minute to go now in the third quarter. Bauman pulls up for a shot. She can't get it. Rebound to Romeo. She's doing it all today. Romeo across the timeline. Up to Shepard. She's dissing it too. And but Shepard misses the 2. Gets her shot back. Goes up again. Can't get it. No foul called as Avayana Young hits the deck. Shepard misses 2 bunnies right there. Wisconsin the other way. And they'll slow it down. Dakota White, top of the key. 32 seconds on the game clock. 15 on the shot clock. 60-48. Huskers lead it. Slowing it down. Dakota White. 7 on the shot clock. She's still standing at midcourt. Hasn't moved. Now 5. Now 4. Moves inside. Tough shot. It's blocked away. And now it's on the ground. And the shot clock has gone off. And that'll be a shot clock violation as there was a scrum right on the free throw line. And nobody could get it.
Yeah, White ran that one down a little too far. She should have used every second that was left on the clock. And then drove past the defender, but went right into Allie Havers, and you're not going to get a shot over her. Just kind of not the smartest play there.
Inbound comes from Rachel Blackburn, who just checked in for Allie Havers. Gets it to Terrio. 5 seconds on the game clock. Terrio looking inside. She'll drive. On Johnson. Shot up. No good. Looking for a call is Connie Yori, screaming on the sideline, but she won't get it. Rachel Terrio hit hard as she went up by Johnson, but no call is there. And the Huskers will hang on to a 12-point lead as we go to the final frame. It's Nebraska 60, Wisconsin 48. We've got 10 minutes to go. Just one more quarter here as you continue to listen to Husker women's basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
You're listening to Nebraska women's basketball, live on 90.3 KRNU and on the web at krnu.unl.edu.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena on 90.3 KRNU, Zach Penrice and Josh Buzacek on the call for Nebraska women's basketball as Nebraska leads the Wisconsin Badgers 60-48 with 10 minutes to go here. Just one more quarter to play. And Josh, Natalie Romeo for the Huskers has 30 points, but on the other side, Michaela Johnson has 21 points for the Badgers. What are you looking for in this final frame?
Well, they need to keep feeding her. It's already a season high for her. She had 17 before. It was her season high against Marquette. she's been huge for Wisconsin. If they can keep feeding her, maybe she can get them back in it, but they got to play better defense.
Wisconsin in their first possession comes out as the ball is tipped out of bounds as Nicole Bauman was looking for Michaela Johnson underneath. Couldn't find her, and now Wisconsin will take the ball out underneath. Nicole Bauman looking for anyone. Now finds her. She finds Aviana Young, who sets it up to the top of the key, back to Bauman, or to Dakota White, excuse me. Now inside, it's Young, who is fouled on the way up. They're going to get Jessica Shepard. Excuse me, they'll get Rachel Blackburn. Her first personal. Rachel Blackburn, not a lot of minutes tonight, but they'll get her on her first foul. Nebraska's first team foul of the quarter. Huskers holding on to a 12-point lead. Aviana Young will go to the line again. Her third and fourth free throws of the night. She missed her first 2 attempts, and she misses her third attempt. Just a 55% free throw shooter. She averages 7.8 points a game. She's not quite there yet. She's at 4. She has a rebound and an assist as well. 6'1" junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Her second free throw. Off the front of the iron, no good, but she gets her own rebound. Now outside to Bauman. 3 ball, no good. Now Jasmine Sincor comes up with the rebound for the Huskers. Sincor will take that all the way across the timeline herself. And she'll actually go all the way to the rack herself, but she gets her shot blocked by Michaela Johnson. Wisconsin the other way. Dakota White. Outside. Bauman. Pump fake. No good. Off of her own knee. And they'll say it's Nebraska basketball. Head coach for Wisconsin, Bobby Kelsey, did not like the call. Pleading to the referee on that sideline, but nothing doing. Nebraska will get the basketball up 60-48 with 9:18 to go in the fourth quarter. Jessica Shepard, with no help, has to take it across the timeline herself. Back to Jasmine Sincor. Sincor moves inside. She pulls up for a jumper. She's fouled on the way up. And the ball will not go in, but Sincor will go to the line. And I think they're going to get Michaela Johnson for the foul. That's going to be her third. Michaela Johnson, 21 points and 5 rebounds tonight. Jasmine Sincor, only 2 points and 2 rebounds tonight. Heads to the line.
I think they're going to change it to Bauman. It looked like Bauman got her on the arm, to me anyway.
They are going to change it to Bauman, you're right. Michaela Johnson, the foul will be waved off of her, so she stays with 2. Nicole Bauman, that'll be her second personal foul, as Sincor's first free throw is good. A 90% free throw shooter. She's very good from the charity stripe. The 5'8" sophomore guard from Arlington, Tennessee. Averages 3.4 points per game, so she's right at her average. This would put her over her average if she can knock down the second free throw. As she does. 62-48, Huskers 14-point lead. Just over 9 minutes to go as Sincor checks out. As the Wisconsin Badgers bring it back up the floor, it's Dakota White. To the top, it's Young. Young finds Bauman. Bauman pulls up at the left elbow. No good. Rebound stays with the Huskers. Kendall Clark. Moving it up quickly. Clark finds Havers. Havers looking inside. Shepard has her pass stolen. Looking to go over the top of Michaela Johnson, but Johnson is there to swat it away and get the steal. Dakota White setting it up for the Badgers. White finds Bauman. Bauman pulls up shot. Good. Bauman's got 9 points. Knocks down the jumper. The lead is back to 12. 8.5 minutes to go. 62-50. Huskers lead it.
She's missed a lot of shots tonight, but it's good for Wisconsin at least to see, even though she's missed that many shots, she still has the confidence. They can keep going back to her. 4 of 12 from the field is Bauman. So, yes, she has missed a lot of shots, but she has stayed persistent, and it's starting to pay off late in the game for the Wisconsin Badgers as the Huskers come up the other way. Terrio, top of the key, stares down Dakota White. Now finds Romeo for 3. Off the iron, looking to break her own record, but she can't do it there. She had an open look, but she couldn't do it. Badgers the other way. Bauman, 3 ball. No good. Rebound, Terrio. Another good look right there for Bauman, but she can't knock down the 3. Terrio will bring it up the court. She's going to go against Dakota White. Screen from Shepard. Switch. Now she finds Natalie Romeo. Romeo sets it up. 13 on the shot clock. Working against White. Gets it to Shepard. Shepard inside against Johnson. Up and good. Muscles it up and home
The lead is back to 14. Jessica Shepard, she's got 6 points tonight. She's been quiet, 3 of 10 from the field, but they needed her there, and she delivered. 64-50, 7:14 to go in the game. Top of the key for the Badgers. White to Bauman. Bauman pulls up, jumper. Good. Bauman has taken the last 4 shots for the Badgers, and she's in the double figures with 11. Now for the Huskers, Rachel Terrio up the left side and has it pickpocketed by Dakota White. White finds Young. Young goes up and scores. Rachel Terrio was facing a 2-on-1 scenario there. Nothing she could do, and it's a 10-point game. Badgers press. It's Kendall Clark trying to break it. She does. Finds Havers. They're across. 20 seconds on the shot clock as Havers looks for a guard, and she finds one in Natalie Romeo, who gets it to Terrio. Now Clark, left side. Back to Shepard. Shepard goes against Young, and they're going to get her for a charge as Aviana Young's feet were moving, but they're going to say that Shepard lowered her shoulder right there. What do you think of that call, Josh?
I mean, we didn't have a great angle. We couldn't see it exactly, but it didn't look like a great call. Connie Ori was certainly upset.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And now that we see it on the replay, the crowd is clearly unpleased. A tough call there for the Huskers as Wisconsin comes the other way. It's Dakota White inside. Young working against Shepard, and it's blocked. And now it's outside. Bauman shot, no good. Rebound Clark. Great stop there for the Huskers. It's a 10-point game. Just under 6 minutes to go. It's been up-tempo as Kendall Clark slows it down. Now to Terrio. Working against Tessa Sichi. Looking for the back door. Can't find it. Terrio. Jumper. Fade away. The left side. Can't get it. Rebound. Young. Young has her pass stolen. Huskers have it back. Kendall Clark. Very heads-up play there, but now has her ball stolen. And a foul is going to go against Kendall Clark, who had it pickpocketed from her by Dakota White. As the crowd boos again, looking for a foul right there. Doesn't get it.
Yeah, the crowd hates it, but that's a pretty good call, and you got to give Wisconsin credit. And White, that's the second time she's pickpocketed a Nebraska guard in the last couple minutes here. They're not giving up.
Absolutely, they're not. It's a 10-point game with just over 5 minutes to go as White pulls up for a shot and gets it from the right elbow. It's single digits for the first time in the fourth quarter. Light press from the Badgers, but the Huskers get it across. It's Havers who finds Terrio. Terrio standing up in the upper right corner of the Huskers side, moving right to left. Finds Clark. Clark to Havers. Havers up. Terrio up and fouled. A little bit of an alley-oop-ish looking play, but she's fouled on the way up. But she's going to go to the line, but we are going to face a media timeout first. 4:58 to go in the basketball game. Huskers clinging to an 8-point lead, 64-56 over the Wisconsin Badgers. You're listening to Nebraska Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
You're listening to Nebraska Cornhusker Basketball on 90.3 KRNU and online at krnu.unl.edu.
Bank Arena on 90.3 KRNU for Nebraska women's basketball. It's Zach Penrice alongside Josh Sluzacek, and the Huskers lead this game 64-56, but they were ahead by a lot more in this game, up by as many as 21, but it's cut to 8 with just under 5 minutes to go. Now, Josh, as we look at these numbers up here right on our screen, Nebraska, 3 turnovers over the last 2.5 minutes, 4 turnovers over the last 4 minutes, and a scoring drought that's lasted just over 2.5 minutes. What does Nebraska do or need to do to start countering that and close out this game?
They just need to take care of the ball. They've gotten a little sloppy, and you have to definitely credit Wisconsin, especially Dakota White, who's come up with a couple steals for them. But they just got to take care of the ball, and they're trying to run down the clock and take as much of that time down as they can, and they're not, they're kind of taking themselves out of their game. They had a good rhythm going, had a nice system working against Wisconsin, and all of a sudden they got out of it, tried to play more conservative, run down the clock, and they're turning the ball over here. If they just take care of the ball, they should be fine.
Wisconsin came out in the fourth quarter with a press, and that has confused the Huskers thus far, but Rachel Terrio heads to the free throw line here, a 88% free throw shooter, and she knocks down the first one to make the lead back to 9. Her second free throw on the way is good, so the lead is back to 10. 4:58 to go. Wisconsin They need buckets, and they need them quick. Nicole Bauman across midcourt. Top of the key, Young. Now to White. White moving inside. Nobody there, and she scores. Just slides through a quick pocket, and she finds an open lane and scores. Wisconsin comes out pressing. Nebraska close to breaking it, and they do. Havers pulls up for a shot. No good. Rebound. Bauman. Wisconsin flying back up. 8-point game. Finds White. White to Bauman. Bauman with a screen set by Young. Now Young gets the basketball. White, left side. White pulls up from the free throw line. No good. Rebound. Allie Havers. Big stop right there for the Huskers. 66-58. Just over 4 minutes to go. They lead it. Rachel Terrio slows it down, working against Dakota White. She's got to watch it. White has pickpocketed 2 Huskers in the fourth quarter so far. Havers to Shepard. Shepard working on Young. Working inside. Off the glass. Doesn't get any rim. And the rebound is to Nicole Bauman. Now to White. White pulls up shot. Off the iron. No good. Rebound by Young. Goes up with it. And they're going to say it is off of the Huskers. And it will stay Wisconsin basketball. Young might have gone up with it and just kind of slipped out of her hand and got out of bounds, but the referees disagree. The crowd reacted to the call, but it stays with the Badgers. Top of the key, White. Working on Romeo. Inside, and now they get a traveling call against the Wisconsin Badgers, and it'll go back to the Huskers. So the Huskers have had a few crucial stops here as Wisconsin comes out at a press. But Natalie Romeo will break it herself. Flies by 3 Wisconsin Badgers, and she sets it up herself. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 3.5 on the game clock. 3:27 to go in this game. Huskers have an 8-point lead. Up by as many as 21. Now they find Terrio. Terrio, pocket pass to Shepard, who scores. Tremendous pass right there, Josh, from Rachel Terrio.
Yeah, she did it again. We've seen it a few times tonight, and just a beautiful one right to Jessica Shepard.
And now Dakota White comes the other way, but her shot is absolutely swatted away that was Allie Havers who swatted it away. Now Terrio has it. She sets it up. A huge block on the other end by Havers against White. Huskers lead it by 10. 68-58. 2:50 to go in the game. Terrio, left side. Gets it to Shepard. Shepard works inside. Double teamed. Doesn't matter. Shot up. No good. Gets her own rebound. Shot up. No good. Havers. Shot up. Foul. And one. Good. 3 shots in the paint for the Huskers. Shepard misses 2. Havers gets the second offensive rebound of the possession, and she finishes it. What a sequence right there for Allie Havers. Gets the block on the other end, and about 30 seconds later gets the and one roll. Huskers up 12, 2:44 to go. She's going to the line for her 5th free throw of the night. And it's in and out. She can't finish the play, but it's going to be off of Michaela Johnson going for the rebound. It'll stay Husker basketball.
That's fantastic work by Kendall Clark. I don't think the Wisconsin defender knew that Clark was behind her. She stayed with it and knocked it right off the defender.
Absolutely. Rachel Terrio to inbound. She finds Natalie Romeo, who goes inside. Tries to dish it off to Shepard. Nobody there. And it's a steal. Dakota White the other way. White finds Sichi. Sichi slows it down. Covered by Clark. Clark. Now White at the top. Bauman works inside. Jumper. In and out. Rolls around a little bit, but goes down. And Wisconsin will call a timeout. Bobby Kelsey. She'll use the timeout. Huskers with a 10-point lead with 2:20 to go. Natalie Romeo tonight for the Huskers, Josh, has been huge. She's got 30 points. She's 1-3 away from breaking her own record for three-pointers in a game.
Yeah, she's been absolutely on fire. And it's not just a three. She's been able to drive, get past some Wisconsin defenders, and get to the rim, too, which has definitely helped. The defenders can't play her so tightly on the three-point line because she can blow right by it. She's shown it tonight. She's done a nice job. She's got a few assists. She's been getting a couple of rebounds. She got 6 of them, actually. So she's been just all around having a great game tonight. She's feeling it, and it's always fun to watch because Natalie Romeo really is one of the better shooters in the country, actually.
No doubt about it. In other Nebraska news, Allie Havers, who just missed a free throw a moment ago, was actually a point away from a double-double. She has 12 rebounds and 9 points. So she almost got the double-double, but it might have to wait another little bit. Huskers come up the floor trying to break the press. It's Jessica Shepard. There's 2:10 to go in this basketball game. Shepard gets it across and finds Terrio. Huskers are going to take the air out of the ball on this possession and probably every remaining possession to try and get this game to the end. Havers finds Terrio. 8 seconds to shoot. Gets it to Romeo. Misses a three. She was looking for the record there. Couldn't find it. Badgers coming the other way. Sichi to Bauman. Under a minute 50 to play. Bauman goes inside, loses it. And they're going to say it's going to stay with the Badgers. It was tipped by a Husker defender. 19 seconds to shoot. Huskers lead it 70-60 with a minute 42 to go in the game. Bauman to inbound it for the Badgers. She gets it in to Sichi. Sichi looks to shoot. She won't. Now Johnson up, fouled. They're going to get Jessica Shepard on the foul as Michaela Johnson went up. They do get Shepard. That's her second foul. And Michaela Johnson, who is the Badger leading scorer tonight with 21 points. She's also got 6 rebounds, heads to the free throw line. A 59% free throw shooter. She's 1 of 1 tonight, but she misses that one. Some free throws that they crucially need, and she misses it. With a minute 34 to go, it's a 10-point lead for the Huskers. Michaela Johnson, 6'3" senior from Bellwood, Illinois. 59% free throw shooter, as I said. Her second one is in and out as well. She misses them both. Allie Havers with the rebound, and she's fouled. They're going to get Aviana Young for the foul. That's going to be her third personal. Huskers not yet in the bonus. So it'll stay on the far end as the Huskers move from right to left. A full court press, all 10 players on the right side of the timeline. Gets it in. Now it's almost stolen away. But it's tipped out of bounds. Great hustle over there by Tessa Sichi. But she can't save the ball. It'll stay with the Huskers right in front of the Wisconsin bench, right in front of fifth-year head coach Bobby Kelsey.
They got kind of lucky. Jessica Shepard tripped and just checked a player, just sent her flying. I don't know how the refs missed it, and Bobby Kelsey was pretty upset too, but Huskers got a little lucky there.
Could have easily been a foul as the ball gets in from Kendall Clark to Terrio. Back to Clark, who will break the press. Clark facing a lot of pressure, actually loses the ball there for a second, but keeps it. Now Shepard at the top. Now Terrio. Lots of pressure from the Badgers. They need to do it, and then they foul. Dakota White will foul Terrio. That's White's second personal foul, the 5th foul for the Badgers. It'll put the Huskers into the bonus. Remember, there's no 1-and-1 in women's basketball. There's only 2 shots, so Terrio will go to the line for 2. An 88% free throw shooter knocks down the first. Terrio with a huge game tonight. She's got 13 points, 3 of 3 from the line, 2 rebounds, 5 assists.
A smart substitution as Sincor comes in for Shepard. Shepard not a great free throw shooter, so they get somebody else in there who can knock them down.
Sincor a 90% free throw shooter, so that is a very good call as Terrio knocks down the second. 72-60, Huskers lead it by 12. Minute 13 to go in the game. Dakota White looking for something, looking for anything. And a timeout will be called by Bobby Kelsey as Dakota White was scrambling to look for a shot, but she couldn't find anything. She was looking for something from outside the three-point line, but there was nothing there, Josh.
Yeah, and a smart timeout by Bobby Kelsey, too, because they need to move quick at this stage. Just a minute 6 left. They're down by 12. This is the time when they need to have some plays set where they can get some action going quickly, either Bauman off some screens, she's been big for them late, or get Johnson down low, something, but they need to move fast. And then that way they can set up, get fouls on the other end, and hope the Huskers miss some.
Unfortunately for the Wisconsin Badgers, about half of the Nebraska free throw shooters on the floor are very good. Kendall Clark is a 95% free throw shooter, along with Rachel Terrio, as we just saw. She is an 88%er. And Jasmine Sincor is also on the floor. She's a 90% free throw shooter. So some very good shooters out there for the Huskers as Wisconsin and Dakota White has it. Now Bauman with a long 2. No good. Rebound to Kendall Clark. And they're going to get Clark. She's fouled by Aviana Young.
Not sure if that was a play that was drawn up in the timeout by Wisconsin, but that's a pretty tough shot if you're going to, like I said, you got to move quick, but that was a tough fadeaway shot from the right elbow and not a very high percentage shot. I'm surprised they didn't try to attack the rim a little bit more.
Very deep 2 right there. Yeah, like you said, an interesting shot selection as Kendall Clark, who's a 95% free throw shooter, misses the first. A rarity right there. But Rachel Terrio will check out. And Maddie Simon will check in for the first time tonight. Kendall Clark's second free throw. She won't miss 2 in a row, and she doesn't right there. She knocks it down. It's a 13-point lead for the Huskers. Under a minute to go. 52 seconds exactly. Young for the Badgers. Gets it. Bauman. Bauman looking for something. Finds Sichi. Sichi. Shot. Up. No good. Rebound. Havers. She's fouled. Havers fouled 70 feet from the basket. Wisconsin clearly intentionally fouling. 41.7 seconds to go. They trail by 13. And Josh, if you're Wisconsin, when do you stop intentionally fouling? This game seems to be all but over.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty quick. I mean, right now it's just it's too little too late. They're not making these shots here that they have the last couple of possessions. And it's kind of unfortunate for them because, like we said, they made a couple of runs. They were down by as much as 21 earlier in the first half. Able to bring it back down a couple of times to single digits here late in the game. But just a couple of crucial turnovers, missed a couple late shots and free throw attempts. Kind of killed them. Just 1 of 7.
Allie Havers knocks down both free throws as Anya Kalenta and Emily Wood both check into the game for the Huskers. All the starters are pretty much out, except for Natalie Romeo, who's still in. And almost walked, and now they do get her for traveling. Dakota White is called for traveling right there.
See if they keep
Wisconsin still in a press, down by 15 with 30 seconds to go, but now they back off.
See if they let Romeo try to get her record 3 here.
The shot clock is still on, about a 3-second differential. Into the corner. Kalenta now to Emily Wood. And they're going to get a foul called. I believe it's going to be on Sincor. They do get Sincor. Shot clock is off. 12 seconds to go. And the Huskers are going to get out of here with a win. Dakota White. Left side working on Sincor. Now to Bauman. Bauman works inside. Working on Sincor again as the switch. And she gets the roll at the buzzer. So that'll change the final score a little bit there, Josh. But the Huskers are going to improve to 15-5 overall, 6-3 in the conference, with a 75-62 win over the Wisconsin Badgers. The Badgers will fall to 6-13 on the year and 2-7 in the conference. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, some final thoughts from myself, Josh, and Tommy Resnitz will jump on the mic as well. Huskers, again, win it 75-62. You're listening to Husker Women's Basketball on 90.3 KRNU.
You're listening to Nebraska Cornhusker Basketball on 90.3 KRNU and online at krnu.unl.edu.
Nebraska wins their 6th straight after an 0-3 start to start the Big Ten slate. Nebraska wins their 6th straight here in Big Ten play. And for home games, this is their 3rd straight win at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. They knock off the Wisconsin Badgers 75-62, and Nebraska now 15-5 on the year. Wisconsin falls to 6-13 overall and 2-7 in the Big Ten. Hello, welcome to the postgame show. Tommy Resnitz, and next to the two gentlemen who called the game today, Zach Penrice and Josh Skluzacek. And Zach, I'll start with you. Right out of the gate, Nebraska, they led this game by as much as 21 early in the second quarter. It looked like it was just going to be a beatdown. Wisconsin, though, kept alive. They stayed in it as a whole, shot 46% from the floor, which actually ended up being better than what Nebraska shot. Made only 1 3, though, 1 of 9 from beyond the arc down the stretch. And overall, just a lot of turnovers from them, 14 turnovers. They got close, but not close enough. I think the closest they got in the second half was 7, but Wisconsin unable to get any closer than that, unable to get over the hump and take the lead. And as a result, they lose yet again. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, like you said, that first quarter killed them. 26-10, they were down after one quarter. Wisconsin, they won the second and third quarter. They won the second quarter 21-20, the third quarter 17-14, and they only lost the fourth quarter by 1. So they figured things out quick, just 10 minutes too late. So that first quarter really, really hurt them, and they ended up losing by 13, a little bit of a more lopsided-looking win than it actually was. The game was very competitive for 30 of those 40 minutes. So it's unfortunate for the Badgers, but they had quite a few bright spots. Honestly, it's Michaela Johnson coming off the bench. She really started shining, especially in that second quarter, with 21 points and 6 rebounds. How about Nicole Bauman, a double-double? She's only 5'10", but she was able to grab 10 rebounds along with her 15 points. And on the other side for Nebraska, a double-double for them. Allie Havers, a quiet 11 points and 14 rebounds. Yeah. Unbelievable performance from her. But overall, a disappointing night for the Wisconsin Badgers, and I do not think that this performance properly reflects them, especially after that bad first quarter that they had.
Yeah, this is now the 5th straight loss for Wisconsin. 2 of those 5 losses have been within single digits, but the last 3 of those 5 losses have been by single digits. They lost at home to Minnesota by only, looking at it, 7 points, 84-77. That game only 4 days ago. So this is the 5th straight loss, and 3 of those 5 have been within single digits, but they lose to Nebraska here today, 75-62. Again, losing their 5th straight. This is also their 4th straight loss. Their 5th straight loss on the road. So playing on the road has not been friendly to the Badgers so far. And Josh Kluzacek, talking about Natalie Romeo, did not get that school record 9th 3 in a game. She did tie her career best and tied the school record. Career best 32 points. Didn't quite get their 30 points, but still valiant effort from number 5 nonetheless.
No, absolutely. You can't take anything away from her tonight. She was so efficient. She had a couple shots late in the game that she was, trying to get that record 9-3 that didn't go in, but overall still 11 of 20 from the field, 8 of 14 from 3. I mean, she was just fantastic for them, but being so efficient, it just allowed them to get it to other people involved. I mean, they had to press on her so much and try to double team her to stop her, open up avenues for other people. Terrio was able to get a little more aggressive and make some shots, and it definitely opened up the Huskers' offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Check of the Big Ten standings. Nebraska came in here at 5th. The Huskers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers tied for 5th at 5-3 in the conference. Michigan State was ahead of them in 4th, and the Spartans did win tonight. Michigan State beat Purdue in East Lansing, so Michigan State will move to 3rd. So Nebraska should maintain possession of that 5th place spot as they're 6-3. And as I said, they are tied with Minnesota, and Minnesota will be in action on Sunday. So we'll see how Minnesota fares when they go on the road to face a Michigan team that Nebraska just beat this past Sunday. So again, 6th straight win for Nebraska. They're 15-5 overall now and 5-3 in the Big Ten. A huge victory for Nebraska nonetheless as they keep on rolling. And you look at the next game, Zach Penrice, they go on the road to face Rutgers. This is a team that Nebraska, that was their 3rd straight win in this 6-game winning streak. They beat them at home by 11. Close most of the time. Nebraska was, though, in control. Rutgers pretty solid at home, though. Does Nebraska get a 7th straight in Piscataway?
I mean, you'd hope so, obviously, right? I mean, they played tough here. Obviously, Rutgers, they're not the best team. They're kind of sitting on the lower half of the Big Ten. But I mean, every road game in the Big Ten is hard, as Nebraska should know more than anyone during this winning streak. They've won 3 of them, and none of them have come easy. They've had to do a lot of crazy things. Obviously, that last win against Michigan, Jessica Shepard, they won it by 11, yeah, but Jessica Shepard also had 35 points and 20 rebounds. So they're going to need a big performance out of somebody on the road when they go to Rutgers next. But I think they could get the W and extend this thing to 7, Tommy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This Nebraska women's basketball team has caught fire. They've launched themselves back into the NCAA tournament talk yet again. And it would be, I believe, their 5th straight berth that they got it.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, so Coach Caniori has got, it seems like this kind of happens. Nebraska stumbles a little bit in Big Ten play. This is kind of a trend with Coach Caniori. When you think they might be stumbling, when you think they might have an off year, Caniori is just able to rally the troops and steer the ship very quickly, and she and these Huskers have done so. Again, beating Wisconsin 75-62. And as for Wisconsin in the Big Ten standings, they will remain toward the basement in 13th at 2-6, beating only Illinois in the standings, who, by the way, the Fighting Illini at 1-7. And Northwestern is tied for Wisconsin at 13th. They're actually tied for 12th. And the Northwestern Wildcats will be in action Thursday, tomorrow. They go at Ohio State. So Northwestern loses, Wisconsin can remain tied for 12th. It's just been a rough year for Wisconsin. Their only conference wins have been against Penn State and Indiana. They've lost all their conference games on the road, and they lose their 5th straight overall here in Lincoln. Some final numbers from this game. We start with Nebraska. Kendall Clark dropped 6 points. Natalie Romeo, 2 points short of her career high, but still a solid outing. 30 points, 11 of 20 from the field, 8 of 14 from long range, 6 points and 2 assists to boot for the sophomore Romeo out of Martinez, California. Allie Havers, the senior, 11 points. As Zach mentioned, a quiet double-double. I didn't even realize it till Zach said anything. 11 points and an impressive team high 14 rebounds. Nebraska as a whole grabbed 41 rebounds compared to Wisconsin's 32. Jess Shepard, a little bit quieter than her record-setting 30-point, 20-rebound game against Michigan Sunday, but still 8.7 rebounds, 6 assists, solid game from the freshman. Rachel Terrio, her first game back in several outings. She played pretty much the entire game except for mop-up duty in the last few minutes, but Terrio, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Also, Anya Kalenta dropped 2 points, and Jasmine Sincor with 4. For the Wisconsin Badgers, Dakota White had 6 points in this one. Nicole Bauman, 15. That was second best on the Badgers team. Tessa Sichi, 10 points for her. Aviana Young had 6 points there. Marsha Howard with 4. And then leading the way for Wisconsin, the second highest in the game was Michaela Johnson. She was a force all night for the Badgers, making some good shots, some wide open shots. The Huskers left the lane open several times, and Michaela Johnson took advantage. 21 points for Johnson, 10 of 15 from the floor. She had 6 rebounds and an assist as well. Nebraska as a whole shooting 44% from the floor, 27 of 61. Wisconsin made quite a few shots in the second half, shooting 30 of 65, 46%. So Wisconsin did technically outshoot the Huskers when you look at percentage, but not from beyond the arc. This was a big difference. Zach mentioned there's just a couple of stats you look at. It kind of tells the story, and 3-ball shooting is one of them. The Huskers, 9 of 16 from 3. 8 of those came from Natalie Romeo, 1 from Kendall Clark. Nebraska, 9 of 16 from 3. Wisconsin, only 1 of 9. Free throws, too. My goodness. Nebraska, pretty good. 12 of 15, 80%. Wisconsin, 1 for 7, 14% from the charity stripe. That's not going to win you many, if any, basketball games at the collegiate level. Turnovers, pretty even both ways. Nebraska 15, Wisconsin with 14. Rebounds, as I said, Nebraska out-rebounded the Badgers 41-32. Also, looking at stats here, points in the paint, Nebraska outdid Wisconsin there 34-28. Huskers had 4 blocks, the Badgers 3. 7 steals for Nebraska, Wisconsin with 9. And as those guys mentioned, few pickpocketing plays by the Wisconsin defense as they were able to catch Husker point guards off guard at times. Nebraska dished the ball. Both teams dished the ball pretty well. Nebraska 16 assists, Wisconsin with 14. Nebraska led for 38 minutes as they took that early lead. It got close, but Nebraska was able to keep Wisconsin at arm's length throughout, and they get the double-digit win here at home, 75-62. That's going to do it for today's broadcast. Our next broadcast of Nebraska women's basketball will be February the 2nd when the Penn State Nittany Lions come to town. And help me out, guys. What day of the week is that? Is that a Saturday?
Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday the 2nd.
Okay, because Wednesday, February 3rd, the Nebraska men's basketball team will play Maryland here at home. So thank you, Josh Kluzacek, helping me keep track of this Husker basketball schedule. Tuesday, February 2nd, the Husker women's basketball team plays Penn State. And Penn State right now, not the Penn State they've always been. Right now, 3-5 in the Big Ten and 8-11 overall. So potential it could be the 4th straight home win for Nebraska if they keep the wheels rolling and play like they should. Penn State comes to town February 2nd, 7 o'clock tip, 6:50 pregame right here on KRNU. And the day after that, it's Nebraska and Maryland. And Zach, this is a 7 o'clock tip, correct?
Yes. I think it's 7:30.
7:30.
I think it's 7:30.
All right, we will double check that at some point. Zach's on it, but yeah, Nebraska men's basketball takes on Maryland Wednesday, February 3rd, with the pregame show beginning a half hour beforehand. Myself, Zach Penrice, and Kellen Havigan. With that, do we have a tip-off time for Maryland?
7:30.
It is 7:30, and it'll be aired on the Big Ten Network, but you can hear it right here on 90.3 KRNU. You can hear all remaining men's and women's home basketball games for the Nebraska Cornhuskers right here on 90.3 KRNU. Special thanks to our studio producer tonight, Kellen Havigan. Solid work from you, sir, as always. For Josh Kluzacek, Zach Penrice, I'm Tommy Rezach saying so long from the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Again, the final tonight. Nebraska wins their 6th in a row, and Wisconsin loses their 5th straight. The Huskers top the Badgers 75-62. This has been a special presentation of Nebraska women's basketball on 90.3 KRNU and on the web at krnu.unl.edu. Good night, everybody.
This has been a sports presentation of the University of Nebraska's radio station, your home for continuous coverage of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, 90.3 KRNU, Lincoln.